Great. Good morning, everyone. Again, from my side as well. And so, as introduced, so I'm Raimonds, and founder and CEO of eazyBI. And so, if you haven't yet spoken to me, so please use the opportunity, and I would be glad to discuss anything with you, customers and partners. And so I'll tell shortly about the agenda for these 2 days, and shortly about what's new in eazyBI and what's next. So eazyBI is traveling all around the world all the time, so going to different Atlassian events, going to different partner events, and we have been doing our events as well, both here and as well as in other places. So last year we did our eazyBI Community Days in Germany, in Berlin. But today, this year, so we decided so that we want to do it again in Riga. And welcome back to Riga. And as you can see, so Riga is a beautiful city, and so probably for many of you, so that was also the good reason to come and visit it. So when we are doing our event in here, so I quite often I have been explaining some Latvian language things or some Latvian tradition things, so shortly introduce to you. And this time, so I was thinking, so what I could share. And so one thing is that probably you have already noticed that there are why cats, why we have so many different type of cats in our swags and in our presentations, and so what's the backstory of that? So it started some years ago that we started to, so as we want to make a lot of different analysis and statistics and reports, and we started, my colleague Garda, so started to collect statistics about our four-legged co-workers. And so we have actually a lot of dogs, a lot of cats, and some other pets as well. And so actually at that time, so we counted, and probably it's still so that we have more four-legged colleagues than two-legged humans. But so the cats were majority. And so then the next stage was that a couple of years ago, so we made a cartoon with, and our designer Marika, so invented two of these, or it was teamwork as well, invented two our mascot cats, Ray and Dee, and so they were doing some roommate rumble, and they were using eazyBI. They selected who could be their best dog friend, dog roommate, and so this is also available on our blog post, so you can go and watch it. And then, so cats became more popular in Latvia, and as you probably have seen, some of you, that last year our animated movie, Flow, which is made by Latvian director Gins Zilbalodis, started to collect a lot of different awards all over the world, and then also including the Golden Globe nomination, and as well, so they got the Oscar this year for the best animated movie. And so that has been the first time any Latvian movie has gotten the Oscar award, and so he the director, and his team was the national heroes. So nowadays, so at first, so if you want to make friends with Latvians, so at first you need to watch the movie, and so this is a really good ones, and so you can find in many places, so you can find a lot of souvenirs with now this cat from the Flow movie. So you can, if you walk around the streets, you can already notice that somewhere there is already some graffiti paintings of it. And now, if you walk somewhere in the old town, so you can also find that both the cat and as well as his other friends are now appearing in different places in Riga. And sometimes you can see some cats on the rooftops, but so this is actually not that cat. So that has been sitting on top of the roof somewhere in the old town already for more than 100 years. And so cats were quite famous here before. And finally, so we are this yearly Eurovision Song Festival is quite a big thing for us as well. And so this year we had a very a beautiful performance by 6 ladies. And so in their performance, so they made the reference to the Flow movie as well. So for a couple seconds, so they got the tails, animated tails, and so that was a reference to that one. So now we know, so why cats, and so we started it, and so now it's popular all over the Latvia. Okay, so let's go to the agenda for today and tomorrow, and so I'm starting what's new, what's upcoming, and then colleague Garda will continue more in details about our AI assistants, so our journey, how we started a year ago and how we are going further. And then after the break, so this year, so we are very happy that we have a lot of use cases and stories from our partners and our customers, and that's also what makes this event interesting for us as well, so to hear all the different ways how it's used. So Mindaugas will tell more about his experience with our AI-powered reporting. Then one of our partner, Kenny from Jakarta, will tell about Jakartan Rhapsody and about his use case. And then Julian from one German automaker company, Mercedes-Benz, will tell about their story. And so we'll have quite a longer lunch break after that. And then there will be more topics from our side. And one was maybe a little bit more deep topic about troubleshooting and how to solve report mysteries by my colleague Zane, and one of our support long-term consultants, and she will share how to troubleshoot your reports and make them better. And then our long-time partner and trainer Guido will share how to do MDX debugging, which is probably more this hard part of eazyBI, but Guido always likes to explain hard, complex things in simple way, and so I think that you will enjoy that as well. As well as then Walter will, long-term attendee and customer, will share his experience with the eazyBI. And then we have, for the second year, so we have also a guest speaker from Latvian, and Chris Davidson will share more wider topic about how to build the future of modern work in the age of AI. But that will not be the last topic, so the last topic for today is after party. So starting at 7 p.m. In the place called Zephyrs, which is about 500 meters away from here. So there will be different directions how you can walk there. So it is forecasted that it will be a little bit raining, so bring your coat or umbrella so not to get too wet there. And prepare your favorite karaoke songs, and then there will be some games and pizzas, snacks and drinks, and so this will be fun evening. And then hopefully so we will not party too much, as so that's our next tradition, is that as you probably know, so we are working fully remotely, all eazyBI team, and whenever we meet somewhere, so we many years ago we started the tradition that we are doing the together team runs or team walks, and so we are inviting to join this with us tomorrow morning as well. So there will be both, one is running tour, about 5-kilometer run, and which is themed this Art Nouveau and park style run, so so you can see the beautiful Riga surroundings, as well as will be shorter walking tour. But both teams meet downstairs at the hotel lobby at 7 a.m. and so about 45-minute long activities. And then on the second day, so we'll continue with presentations and from our partners, from Tomasz from Poland, so spoke already last evening with him, and so he will have a lot of interesting things to share. And then we will share from our side, so how we do, how we keep backlog healthy, how we pick things to do, and how we use internally eazyBI, and what measurements we use by my colleague Lauma. And then, as you probably know, in the Latvian land, so these migrations from server data center to cloud was the big thing, and is still a big thing. And my colleague, one of our Jānises, will tell about eazyBI migrations from server data center to cloud, and the recommendations, so how to do that, and best practices. And then Juan Jose will share story how they adopted Jira Cloud and using eazyBI there. And then again, some use cases about particular topics. We always discuss what would be some new topic we could share with you, as all the presentations will be recorded, and so they are available in the archives. You can find a lot of different topics to watch them later. And this time, so one topic presented by one of our Ilses. So we have now again 3 Ilses, many Jānises and 3 Ilses. So one of our Ilses will tell about how to explore Jira issue change history. So there's still these Jira issues, so we have a hard time thinking that we still support both the cloud and the data center. In the cloud, there are work items; on the data center, still issues. So we are a little bit conservative. We still call them issues in the eazyBI. So, and then, so our long-time partner and speaker at our events, Dace, will share. From FlexBI will share her favorite topics about dashboards, so she's talking about that quite often. And then my colleague, again, different Jānis, will share a different use case about how to bring your assets to life, or how to analyze JSM assets in eazyBI. And after the launch, other partner, which came from far away, from Brazil, Rodrigo, will tell about how to analyze GitHub with eazyBI. And then we had it last time, and it was quite interesting and successful that we had a short lightning talk session where many of eazyBI colleagues were sharing some short tips and tricks how to use eazyBI, or maybe some of their favorite topics. And we will have this session with many lightning talks tomorrow as well. And finally, again, one of our partners, Jakub, will talk about monitoring SLA performance with eazyBI. And we'll finish with 2 our developers. Again, yet another Jānis, and with Edis will share from development perspective how we bring some features from requirements to implemented features, and so the insider look how we do things. So in addition to these presentations, I wanted to remind that all the time and during all the breaks, there is support bar next to the actual bar or coffee or snacks. There is our support bar available. So if you have any particular specific questions about your environment, or some report you are building, or some troubleshooting you need to do, so this is the best way how you can approach the support bar and receive the fastest response time from our support available, so right away. And as you can see, so there are a lot of us, so probably are all of us are here, or some are missing? -1, yeah. So all but one colleague of eazyBI are here. So if you see anyone in eazyBI t-shirts, so please use the opportunity to talk about any topic eazyBI related, or anything else. And also, I already mentioned that in this event, so we have every time many of our partners are coming, and this time as well. So many partners are coming, so who are either speaking or just attending, and So this is our extended eazyBI team, extended eazyBI community that helps to bring eazyBI solutions to our customers. But last year, we had some initial partner program, but last year we introduced the next level, our certified partner program, where we introduced some new criterias and new requirements that the certified partner consultants should go through the training and should pass the eazyBI exam so that we can validate that they are already know eazyBI on a higher level. And so we have the first certified partners, and so the first one to whom we granted this status was FlexBI, so which has been our training partner and implementation partner for many years, and now the Guido from FlexBI, so he's the main guy who provides then training to other partners and who also then checks the examination results and prepares all that. So we started with FlexBI, and then in the sequence, which other partners got this certified partner status was Infosys, Valiantis, Get Connected, Nomad Mood, and just before the this event, so last week, most recent partner who got the status is Nimble Evolution, so who are represented here as well. And so thanks to all our certified partners for making the effort and learning and achieving that. And of course, I invite all the other partners to invest time. And so we are investing, we are helping to train your consultants and help you to go through the certification process. And that's the way how you can get more business as well, as a lot of customers use eazyBI, and many would prefer to have some additional help. And so this is a win-win cooperation that we have with our partners. So let's then move to the next topic. So what's new in eazyBI and in eazyBI the product? And we quite often we are speaking, so what's new in eazyBI, but this year when we went to the team event in Atlassian team event in Anaheim, as well as we did some customer visits before that, and we quite often noticed that customers don't know actually all the both the new things as well as some things which were already in eazyBI for many years. So therefore, also during these events, so we think that we need sometimes to more often remind what all the good things which are already in eazyBI and has been for many years. And so one thing, that we frequently remind, so what are our guiding principles when building eazyBI? And for several years, so one of our main guiding principles in eazyBI is that we want to make simple things easy, so that's why we are eazyBI, but still we want to make complex things possible. As you can start with eazyBI and with some sample reports and dashboards and build things with drag and drop, but then there are a lot of extended use cases so that you can continue and implement that and sometimes by yourself, sometimes with our help or with help with partners. And also over time, so we are trying to make some things that previously were complex, we want to make them easier. So to move more things from these complex things possible to this simple things easy. And also our guiding principle is that you have the same eazyBI everywhere on all the platforms. So compared to some other partners, to some other big companies who are moving fully to cloud, so we want to support both cloud and data center and other deployments. And so if you're on cloud, so then you get the latest and greatest version of eazyBI. So we deploy every week, sometimes every day, the latest features, the latest bug fixes. And so there you don't need to worry about that. Are you on the latest version. But we still include and we packaged all the features that we have released on the cloud, which we have tested and improved. We released that on the data center as well. And also, just before this event, on last week, we released on the data center our latest version 8.1, which includes all the features that we have in the cloud as well. And of course, when you are ready, so then we support your cloud migration. So because eazyBI is the same eazyBI both on the data center and the cloud, so eazyBI migrations typically should be the easiest part of your cloud migration. So if you'll manage to migrate your Jira and manage to migrate all the other apps, then typically eazyBI will work in the same way as it was on the data center. But still, I would also on the data center recommend, so please, frequently enough, upgrade to the latest version so that you have these latest features. And then there are sometimes maybe some bugs also, or either supporting some older versions or some bugs in sometimes occasionally in this migration to the cloud. So please keep your data center installations up to date. Okay, but now let's go through some of new features that we have introduced during the last year, since the previous eazyBI Community Day events, and so maybe some you know them, but maybe some you haven't noticed. So first feature is that we introduced that you can include multiple instances of the same report in a dashboard. So previously there was, if you wanted the same report, but both for one project or different project or for different issue types, you needed to make a copy of that report and save it. So now you can use the same report and publish it multiple times and just modify page filter selections and save it. And so it's much easier for you to create dashboards which include the same report but with a different selection criteria. Then we are monitoring so the customer requests and how we could improve different visualization styles of data that you have. And one of the feature requests was about the radar chart. And probably we internally don't use it so much as you probably bar charts, line charts are enough, but so in some methodologies, so it's recommended that maybe if you have some fixed set of dimensions, you can get back to a picture of your data using the radar chart. And so we introduced that. And when we introduced that, so then our colleagues were thinking of some good examples. And it was just before, so it was in February and just before the Valentine's Day. And so then there was a challenge, who can build the best Valentine's Day heart using a spider chart. And that's it, it's possible. So this was the winner. So how you can build something funny also using these chart styles. Okay, moving next, so there are some improvements how we make eazyBI administration easier. So one is that by default Jira admins or in cloud, the organization admins and product admins have the full eazyBI administration rights. But sometimes you would like to delegate that for eazyBI. You would like to delegate that some other user groups can administer eazyBI as well. So that was previously available in the data center version, so we introduced that in the cloud as well. Then from time to time, so we are evaluating so what could be some new dimensions and measures that we could make available to you to enable some new type of reporting. And sometimes there are initially that we had some hidden dimensions and measures, and now we understood that, okay, let's maybe make them available to customers as well to enable some new kind of reports. So there are a couple of them. So we made visible the Jira worklog dimension so that now you can create detailed worklog reports with hours and comments that you have spent. we created a new Jira component dimension. So if you have many projects but sharing the same naming of the components, you can make cross-project reports using these common component names. As well as we improved our usage statistics feature in eazyBI, introducing some new dimensions and measures so that you can analyze changes in the eazyBI accounts, data sources, reports, and dashboards easier. So that's one of our frequent recommendations to customers, that to use this usage statistics capability to analyze what's used in eazyBI and what's not. Then we all the time also improve our integrations with other data sources, and one of our main other data sources are other Jira apps from which we use the data. And one is, so we have integrations with many test management apps. And so recently we introduced the integration with, at that time, with Zephyr Scale Cloud, but now there are several test management add-ons now owned by SmartBear, and they like to rename them all the time. So then, which was previously there was Zephyr Scale and then Zephyr Squad. So now they are just Zephyr and Zephyr Essential, and sometimes it's maybe confusing for customers, sometimes maybe confusing for us as well, that we need to rename all the time these names in our product as well. So Atlassian is not the only one who is changing the names all the time. So then, speaking about Atlassian, so there are some invisible changes that in the cloud that we need to do all the time, and so which requires some effort from us. But so the main goal is that you, customers, partners, would not notice them. And so the first one is that you probably you are hearing, if you're following Atlassian, that there was previously in the cloud, there was Atlassian Connect framework, and now there's this new Atlassian Forge framework. And so Connect framework is deprecated, and so Atlassian is pushing all the partners to migrate to the Forge. And so we did the initial migration to the Forge app using currently the Connect modules, which will later need to be migrated to Forge remotes. But so we spent a lot of time and also discussing with Atlassian so how to make this migration smooth and invisible to customers. And so it went pretty well that probably customers don't notice that we migrated to this new Forge app. Similar is that we did to do the migration to the new Jira issue search and changelog REST APIs, as these are in the cloud are the core REST APIs that we are using, as we pull a lot of Jira issues and thousands or millions of issues, and we need to get all the details of changelogs and work logs. And there are quite often some performance problems, and so therefore we are working together with Atlassian developers to describe our needs. And so recently the previous search and changelog REST APIs are deprecated, and now we needed to move to the new ones and find the replacement and how to make them. And so now finally they probably are a little bit faster than the previous ones. And as I saw our developer, another Janis will talk probably about that tomorrow during this lightning session as well. And so then we are also supporting some new Atlassian deployment platforms. So if you have probably heard that Atlassian has launched Atlassian Government Cloud, which is FedRAMP Moderate certified for the US government customers, and we are participating in the early access program for Atlassian Government Cloud apps as well. Okay, but during the last year, so the main feature that we introduced was AI assistants. So we launched it a year ago, a little bit more than a year ago, during the eazyBI community days in Berlin. And so we launched the AI assistants, which help you to build either reports. You can ask what kind of report you would like to build and get the report definitions and preview that. You can get assistance when writing MDX calculation formulas, or when writing some custom JavaScript code for calculated custom fields. And so initially, we launched it for the cloud version, but as with all the features, so we are also supporting all of our deployments. And so that's why in the autumn, we made AI assistants available for our DC apps and private eazyBI as well. So probably we are the only app in the Atlassian ecosystem which is providing some AI tools in the data center. And also, we are we hear and we respect the compliance needs of our customers as well. So you can the customer admins can explicitly enable if you want to use these AI assistants or not. And then also for we in the recent version, so we enabled that. So to improve our AI assistants, we occasionally might review whether the responses are correct and good. But if you want to opt out from it, so you can opt out that you don't want that anyone else is reviewing these AI conversations. As well as we get quite often from some customer security personnel, some questionnaires, and they are interested so how we are using LLM services. And so therefore we have published detailed descriptions, so how we compose and build the system prompt that we send to external LLM services and which we use. And so we want to be as transparent as possible so that you can decide whether that's acceptable for you or not, as we want that the more customers would use that. And also, as we want to encourage this usage, so we are making these AI assistants free to use, so there's any additional charge for customers to use them. And as a result, so AI assistants has been one of the most popular features that we have ever released. As now, during this first year, we have had more than 90,000 customer conversations with our AI assistants. So I made some linear trend prediction some week ago when I prepared these slides, and so tonight, so we exceeded this, so the forecast was correct, and so I didn't need to modify the slides. And of course, so not always these LLM responses are correct, so we will hear more how we are doing that. But in general, so I think that we have got the feedback that our AI assistants perform better than some average AI tool. And it's really nice when we can see some feedback from customers that they are quite happy with the results. And probably one I like that this AI is holding our company from switching to Power BI over eazyBI. And when knowing that Power BI by Microsoft, and Microsoft is one of the top companies in this AI area, and so when we are compared to that and said that our AI assistants are better, so that's very satisfying to hear. You'll hear more about AI assistants in the next presentation. And last, the major features that we introduced about a month in the previous month was eazyBI Learning Center. And we have been providing a lot of training and learning materials so far. We have very good documentation with a lot of things. We have training videos which you can watch. So we are helping, there are some training partners who can help you to learn eazyBI. But of course, individual trainer is the best option, but this is not very scalable. And so therefore we were thinking how we could make this learning center more scalable and more self-service. And so therefore we built this new eazyBI Learning Center, which is available either from on the cloud, on the help menu, from the Learning Center menu, or if you are on the data center, so you can sign up on eazybi.com to have access to the Learning Center. And then you will see this Learning Center homepage, where at first you can create the learning account, which is generated just for you with pre-populated data, where you can play and create some reports and explore some eazyBI features, and then which is used also for during these learning lessons. And then there's a list of learning courses. We started with building reports, from simple ones to some charts with some advanced chart features. And then, of course, the next topic is, so we started building the course, and we have the first course, Introduction to MDX, calculated measures as well. And then, when you, in each course, so you see all the lessons available, so where you can go to the corresponding lesson. Well, we recommend to go these lessons in the sequence that we provide, but if you consider yourself already a very good eazyBI user and maybe you just need to learn a little bit more about some particular topic, you can go and visit that learning center as well. And then, so you have this interactive learning lesson where on the sidebar, so it guides you how you should go through these learning lesson steps. And so to demonstrate it to you, so I made a short video. So I need to click this video to be running. So if you go to the learning center, so you get your learning account, and then you can see the available learning lessons, and let's go to the building your very first report. You see what we are going to build, and so then there are steps where you can read what you will be doing. And then if you don't know how to do it, you can show the hint, and so it suggests that you need to select that element and unselect that one. Okay, for the next one, I will also use the hint, which shows that you need to drag that dimension to the rows. And so when you have completed that, so you can go to the next step. And now, okay, I'll go without hints after that. So I selected priorities, expanded priorities. So moving a project to the columns, then getting all projects selected there as instructed. And then, so I need to filter by issue types. So I need to drag issue type to the page filters. And then select a bug from the issue type. And when you have selected the data you're interested in, so you can visualize it as a bar chart. And then select, we want to see it as a stacked bar chart. And then we don't want to see these all priorities from there. We can remove it. And then you can customize, for example, change the color to the purple one for this first bar. And when you have created the report, and then you can save it, that you can return to it later and check it out. And so that was a short example of how you can go through one learning lesson in 2 minutes. Of course, so you will not do it so fast, but it typically is each learning lesson would be some 10 to 15 minutes average duration that you can go through, and whenever you want to do that. So I sometimes compare these AI assistants well, as painkillers, some aspirin, so when you have some urgent problem that you can ask, and you probably will get a good result. But then this learning center is more like vitamins, so it's good to go through them and learn all the basics so that you understand what's built, and you can understand better these AI responses. So and so therefore, as you know, always these painkillers sell better than these vitamins. So currently, so far as well, AI assistants have been more popular than learning lessons, but I really encourage all of you to continue so to go through all the content that we provide. Okay, then quickly, so what's currently in progress and what's next upcoming in some recent eazyBI versions. So there are some things which are already partly implemented and already partly available on the cloud. So one is that some of you have a lot of Jira custom fields, and then in our data import options, so you have huge list of custom fields available. And for that, so therefore we introduce that you can, in data import options, you can filter custom fields either by name or by the number. And we'll add also that you can filter show just selected, for example, and so which will make your administration of data import options easier. So the next one is probably where I was requesting it as one of the eazyBI power users. So I have a lot of different eazyBI accounts available for me, and then quite often I need to scroll through all the list of some accounts that I use frequently. Some are a lot of test and demo accounts, and then I need to use the browser command F and find so the account I'm interested in. But also customers are, especially customer admins, have the same needs. Sometimes they have hundreds of available eazyBI accounts. So therefore, we are introducing that you will be able to star accounts, similar to how it's in Jira for projects or dashboards, so that you can star your frequently used accounts, and then they will show on top of homepage in the account selection one. And probably over time, so we are thinking about some other ways how to maybe categorize or archive these long lists of accounts that you have. Some other, some small improvement, but also for larger customers that, as you probably know, that in eazyBI there are different roles available to you, that either you are just a user who can create reports, or you are a report admin, or you are a data admin that who can import the data and as well as modify the data import selections. But sometimes in some larger organizations, there is a need that some users need just to, maybe before some important meeting, just to refresh that the data is the latest one and to run the data, incremental data refresh. And so we are introducing that there will be an option that you can enable that feature, and then you can select that this new star data import permission is available for that user group or for that individual user. Then we are also thinking so how to improve some existing charts, formatting of existing charts or table reports, and what we are currently starting to work with is to improve how to customize Gantt chart appearance. So there will be possible that you can select which date measures to use for start date and end date, and then what kind of colors to use, and whether to show some progress, and whether to show weekends and current date, as well as we'll add there additional options to add some additional milestones in a Gantt chart, or then later also maybe do some conditional formatting of these Gantt chart colors. So the next one is probably I don't have yet a good some mock-ups of how it might look in the UI. But currently we have a lot of different email notifications, either about some errors, what happened during source data import or dashboard subscription errors, or you can subscribe to alerts in reports. And currently you get all of them in email. But sometimes our emails might get lost and it's hard to find them, and therefore so we are building that we are storing these user notifications in the product, and there will be some drop-down available that you can review in the product. So what has been some recent notifications, and then you can configure whether you want also them in email or maybe some of them just keep in the product. We are identifying so what could be some new source data integrations as well, and so one was which is currently already in production in some testing, will be available to all, is the integration with a Budgety app from Dacer. So we have had a good cooperation with Dacer and integrating with our project track app before, and then this we discussed this January in Atlas Camp in Brussels event, and so then we explored how we could integrate it, and so a couple months later, so we have as they are our good partners, so we decided, okay, let's and they have some customers interested in that they would like to use eazyBI for budget data analysis, so we created this integration. As well as we are this test management, test data analysis is very popular in eazyBI as well. And so now we are finalizing and working with integration with the next test management app, Qmetry. So the only thing I'm concerned that so they have been recently also acquired by Smart Bear, and so I'm wondering whether they will stay the name as Qmetry or whether it will be again some Zephyr, but we'll see. So then, in terms of these invisible features that we will started to work on is support for upcoming data center versions. So there are already these upcoming early access versions available for Jira Data Center 11 and Confluence Data Center 10, and probably maybe not so many new features from the product perspective, but it has upgraded a lot of core components, and so that we need to support. So it will just run on the latest Java 21, and then it's moving from the old Java Enterprise platform to the new renamed Jakarta Enterprise additional platform, and a lot of Java API changes. But as we have our partners for progress from Java Island and living in Jakarta, so maybe they will be able to help us, but we'll see. So hopefully we'll manage to do that. But so those on the data center, so please keep that in mind that this upgrade might break a lot of plugins, as there are a lot of internal changes, and please do careful testing, and when you will, probably they will be available later this year, but don't rush upgrading your production environments. Then we are exploring also the new ways how we could publish eazyBI report to other places. And as currently you can do it, publish eazyBI reports on Jira dashboards or on Confluence pages, or deliver via email, or embed in other HTML pages. And so what you are, if you are following what Atlassian is doing, so Atlassian just recently introduced the new Atlassian Home dashboard experience, and which will eventually, as they are telling, will replace in some future, maybe current Jira dashboards. So they are providing, there you can create these simple charts, and much better looking than it was previously in standard Jira dashboards. But of course, so if you want to do some more sophisticated ones and bring different data sources, so it would be good to have this as a common platform, that common place where Atlassian customers could see the data. And so we have currently discussed with Atlassian that we would like to publish eazyBI gadgets on these new Atlassian Home dashboards as well. And so we are waiting for the new APIs to be available so that we could create publishing on these new Atlassian Home dashboards as well. Then, of course, we are thinking about so what next in the AI assistance area as well, and we are doing incremental improvements all the time, so this is the area that I initially was probably more on the skeptical side, but so when seeing how these AI and LLM technologies have evolved over time, so I'm getting and I'm following so what's new available and how we could use that in eazyBI. There are some couple ideas, so that I'm not promising anything yet, but so just some ideas and mock-ups, and if you have any feedback, you can talk with me later. So one area, what you see how these LLMs are evolving, that initially it was everyone competed who can provide the fastest wrong answer. But so now they are moving on more these kind of deep research style, where either in ChatGPT or Google Gemini or Claude, you can enable this more deep research size, and where it's okay to think for several minutes and gather different data sources and then provide some answer. And so that's what I'm thinking, that probably we'll explore, that how to create such research AI assistants to which you could give some research tasks. As we have a lot of data, and we have these, you can ask and build some reports. But then if you want to really then iterate on that, and those customers who would be ready to opt in, that it's okay also to share the report result and send temporarily to the AI model, and then you can ask, please build this report and then drill into the details and then find some interesting next things or how to explore. And then it could be, we could send these report results back and then generate a new one and then do in several iterations and finally show that based on your research task, I have built these reports and this is some insights that I have found out. So that would require probably more trust in these LLMs from the customer side, but those who would like to do that. So that's one idea that we will probably explore. And that might look like there's some generic chat interface that you could give these research tasks to these AI assistants. And the other area is probably a more concrete one. And one thing that we are quite often helping customers is with troubleshooting some reports or improving the performance, as typically no one is complaining that eazyBI reports are running too fast. So you typically want to, if something is too long. And so quite often we have some extensive knowledge and what we do if something is running too long. So we have this capability to do the profiling of the report and see what take what time, and then we look at the report definition. So which are these complex calculated measure formulas, which probably could be simplified. And so that the idea is that probably we could create such a troubleshooting assistant that if you see that some report is taking too long, you could enable that and we could do the profiling. We could send all the report definition with all the calculated member formulas, and then it could come with suggestions that, okay, so I see that, okay, the majority of time took this calculated measure, and by the way, don't use this slow descendant set function, but just use the tuple expression, and it will make it faster. So that's what we have been discussing, that probably could provide, again, a much faster help in optimizing eazyBI reports. So if you have any ideas about how to use AI, and so please come and discuss with me. And of course, we are working and improving all the time our learning center content as well, and we will create new learning courses and lessons. And so then this is the real screenshot of something in the draft status already, so that we are working on the next MDX calculated member learning course, calculated members in other dimensions. And so that will come in the during the summertime, so something new will be released. So never promise anything, but so when something is in progress, then it's more probabilistic that you'll get something. But please also to keep us motivated to building new learning center content, so please use existing one, which is already very great and useful. So this was an overview from me. So what we have been doing so far, so what we are working currently, what new ideas we have. And thank you all for coming, and I wish you very successful eazyBI Community Days.
Do we have any questions for Raimonds?
I have two comments, one question. So the first comment is about flow. Thank you for sharing that it's coming from Latvia. I didn't know that. The animation is actually very soothing, I would say, very nice to watch. The second comment is something that I absolutely loved and I never used, the tutorials that you've been showing and the tips. It's like an in-game tutorials. So easy to use and follow. I absolutely loved it. But the question I have is about the research assistant that you showed at the end. Do I understand correctly that I would, for example, be able to go there and say, hey, show me how much time people are spending in the last quarter for billable hours, for example, and it's going to deep search into the data that I have and provide me with the answer?
Yeah, so currently how our assistants are working, so that we explicitly tell that we don't send any your data back to the LLMs. So based on your question, so we are building the report, and so it will show some data, but then we don't know whether maybe it missed some selection and maybe it doesn't show anything. And also how you would typically, I would continue that maybe the question might be that, okay, please identify so on where the most effort was spent. And then what human would do that, okay, if you see some top hours, so it's taking majority, you can drill through the individual workloads, for example, and identify which issues was working on. And so that's probably the additional question you could ask. And then please drill into the report details and find out, and can you find any potential reasons why so much time was spent on these issues? And then you could probably give such tasks and grant that it's okay to look at the report result details, and then after what you would do typically maybe manually and go through, but humans are lazy, and so these LLMs are very fast at reading and writing stuff and summarizing it. So then that's the idea how you could build a report, but then also explore in more details and find
exactly what I was thinking about, because like sometimes there is a problem, but you don't know why the problem exists. What's the answer? How to fix it, right? So I was thinking, okay, would I be able to use this search assistant to help me kind of poke around and find the source? And of course, if it gives me a clue, which I think, oh, maybe that's the problem, I will obviously dive deeper myself and double check the data and make sure that actually it is a problem and not a mistake.
That's the general idea, but so of course, so that's really tested out, and so when looking at where currently the LLM these agents are going in which direction, so this is something which has so the other thing what we have been discussing internally, which I don't think that it's quite usable, that if you build some report and then build a bar chart, and then also, for example, in Atlassian Analytics, you can ask, provide the summary of that report, and then it will show, okay, so here's the bar chart, and this bar is the largest one. Well, so that I can see by myself, so probably I don't need the AI assistant to show me, but then if you can do it iteratively, drill into details, and then look for potential causes for that, so that's what I think might be the future of these analytics solutions.
Sounds absolutely amazing. Thank you.
Yeah.
So you need to catch it.
Thank you. You mentioned and show on the slide that you can enable AI agents in the DC environment. So the obvious question is for me, the AI agents and LLM for DC hosting is running on the internally.
So solution, so we can, so we have described more into details in our documentation as well. Yeah, but so then if you enable that, so then DC is connecting with our eazyBI.com services.
So it's going outside of.
Yes, yeah, but so that we have provided the description, so it's sending the metadata about your so what dimensions and measures you have. So then it's sending the prompts together with that. So then on our side, so based on the prompts, on the metadata, so we are building and then searching the documentation, searching report examples, combining that, sending it back. And so the same data that is shared on the cloud, the report metadata, is sent to LLMs. And so these LLMs that we use are currently Anthropic models. So they don't use it for any training purposes, so it's just temporarily shared. So that's the same solution that we are, because so then we know so they will work in similar way in our cloud. We are constantly also testing other LLM models and also local ones, but so they are all behaving a little bit differently, and so nope. So currently, maybe in the future, so we are testing and a lot of different models, and maybe in future as well, it could be use some local ones, but not yet.
Okay, thank you.
Oops.
Some more questions, Raimonds?
Any other question?
If not, then thank you, Raimonds. Or there are still?
Thank you.
Thank you.